If Jeff don't shut the up when it comes time to tribal and all these competitions, you are going to be getting an immunity idol. But what comes with that immunity idol?
An immunity idol.
And yes, an immunity idol, an immunity, whatever, same idol that's going to save your life, whatever idol it is, okay?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Survivor Recap on the Royalty. I am Derek F, aka Big D, but before I get started, I would like to introduce the icon, the legend, not Tiffany from Big Brother, Tiffany from Survivor 46. Tiffany, thank you for joining us.
Hey! First of all, I truly also thought that he was talking about you, Tiff. I'm like, yeah, hello, Tiffany from Big Brother. She's an icon. Like, Derek,
not me.
You play.
I have to always remind her. And then, of course, we have our other host who's here with me.
It's me, Tiffany Tippy Toes Mitchell.
Okay. Now, Tiffany from Survivor, do you have any nicknames? Because this could be hard for me.
Just call me Tiff. Call her Tiff. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, you can call me by my Instagram name. I don't know. It's a mouthful. You can say Tiffy Crazy Cool. That's a lot. But if you wanted to just do the Tiffany thing, that could work too.
Okay.
I don't have no nicknames that's not probably the same as hers.
Right.
Okay. Well, you know, she used to make fun of me because I used to call her Tiffy, like Tippy Toes. And she
My
was
mom
like,
calls me Tiffy.
My family called me Tiffy too. Tiffy! I'm just like, oh my gosh.
well, thank you for coming. Okay, before we even get started, Tiffany, tell everybody where they know you from. Tell everybody, like, what you've been up to. Like, I'm going to let you do your whole thing because I'm not going to mess it up.
Okay. I'm sorry. My dog just decided she wanted to join the live. She's so
Oh,
extra.
she heard it.
Yeah, she did. But I'm Tiffany. Also, you know, Tiffy Crazy Cool on our platforms. I was on Survivor 46. I made it to the jury. You know, I made a couple splashes here and there. I am a Jersey girl, always gonna be a Jersey girl, but I actually just moved to LA. So I've been here for a couple months and now I'm a West Coast girly. I'm living life.
Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. You know what? When I was like gonna move out here, all my friends that kind of like have lived here or been back and forth, they're like, oh, like it's not New York. Like it's not gonna be the same vibe. I'm like, I know that.
Right. Okay. That was your point.
Like, I'm looking forward to my first winter without snow.
Oh, yes.
Honestly, it's just the weather. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm used to. And I'm still not like over the fact that I can walk outside and see palm trees. I'm just at this point in the day, you know, being cold, having to wear a coat, walking my dog. I like it a lot.
Yes. Now, do you connect with people that are from the community, like reality TV community that live out there?
I do. Jag and his brother
yeah.
Jazz live out here. I feel like we've been kicking it a lot. I met Cachet from Love Island.
Yeah.
She's super dope. And I've been like randomly like running into so many people out here, but I'm with Jag and Jazz like all the time.
That's cool. They're really cool.
Yeah, they're cool. I think it's funny because I'm like, it's like the crossover that I would have never expected. And I'm like, look at this. Like, look what happens when you move to certain places. Right. So I know they're a lot of fun. So I'm excited to see your adventures and how all that goes. So you've been, it sounds like you've been doing good.
They be having me outside. I'm like, listen now, Auntie is tired. Y'all can't be having me outside every week. But they be dragging me out.
Now, I heard when Destiny's Child get together, they're very crazy, which is like Jag, Kylan, and DX. It's like a whole nother thing.
Okay, so I haven't been there for that yet. But
okay, you let me know how that goes.
It's probably coming. It's probably on the horizon. I haven't seen that yet.
Well, I'm excited to see how that goes. Okay, so to get into everything, have you been keeping up with Survivor?
I have.
Okay.
Are you a Survivor girly? You're a super fan?
I am. I'm a Survivor girly. I really was a Survivor fan for like years, like since I was a teenager. And it was weird because I didn't think that I was going to be able to watch this season of Survivor. I thought it was going to take me a lot longer to get into it because I thought I was going to be on some like PTSD stuff. Like, oh God, like I lost. But this season has been so entertaining. I have been enjoying it a lot. These people are funny as hell and crazy.
Crazy, funny, wild. Like, let me tell you something. This new, I know people are like, I love the old era. I love the old era. But I'm going to be honest. This new era for me has been giving me everything I need. And it could be just the editing. It could be the extra, the characters and showing their funny moments. I don't know. It's just something about this new era of Survivor that I'm enjoying so much where I'm like, whoa, this is like insane. Now, when you were on the island, is there any like tea you could spill for us? Like anything the viewers should know, or give us a little something. Doesn't mean anything too hot.
I don't know, like, because I feel like most of the people what kind of tea you looking for? Like production stuff? Like,
No, just anything that we might not know. Like I think we learned that. I don't know if it's true. I feel like when they get the rewards, I think they give y'all some stuff to make you use the bathroom so you're not constipated. Is that true?
Okay, so no.
Oh.
Yes and no, right? Like
Okay.
there were some people out there that like got constipated and like could not use the bathroom. So they gave them stuff, but they don't give it to you unless you ask for it.
Got it. Okay.
I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, we didn't get to take the idols home. They took those back from us. Like, all the everything that they give you, like your shot in the dark, like your little die, all that stuff. As soon as you walk out into the tent, it's clipped. They're like, run it. Not taking none of that home. They take everything. They take your buffs. They take everything.
Really?
Do they send you a package later after
They give
this?
you your buffs and your torch back. That's all we got back. Like the little trinkets, the idols, the shot in the dark. They don't give you those back.
Yeah, they like you. Don't be sending these back to the island.
I wish that they would though. Like I would have liked to keep my shot in the dark. I thought I was gonna get to take that home.
Aw.
Yeah.
Let me think. What else can I say?
Don't overexert your brain for this question Derek asked you.
Okay, I'll give y'all one more bit of tea, but I'm sure everybody can
non-specific
probably
question.
already imagine. The argument between me and Q that y'all saw, that was like the most Disney Channel version of that argument y'all would ever see. Like
It was rougher than that.
Child, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like it was like a screaming and cussing match, but like mostly just me screaming and cussing. But like
he deserved it.
I was actually shocked that they were able to air any of it because I'm like,
Wow.
this is insane. But
Are y'all good now?
oh, we're cool now. Yeah, we're cool
Okay.
now. I actually just spoke to him the other day.
Okay.
Good. It's not Disney. Also, I just want to tell you, I told you this in person. I'm going to say this again. I really wish that you and Banyu could have worked it out and made it further. Because I love Banyu. Banyu is still one of my top players of all time with Survivor.
Listen, Banu is a sweetheart, and I too wish that me and Banu could have worked it out. But Banu, the problem with Banu is that Banu needed somebody to teach him how to teach him how to play the game, and be his opponent at the same time. And those things cannot be true. Like, babe, I can't teach you anything. Like, how's that gonna work?
I know. Okay. Oh, we're gonna get into Survivor, everybody. Survivor 47. Okay. Last episode we left off. If I am correct, the last person that went home was Sierra. She was the first member of the jury. So Sam was blindsided by this decision. He was also another person that could have been voted out. So we cut back to. I like this call it our little camp or whatever you call it. Please correct me, Tiffany, if I'm incorrect about what y'all call it.
I was camp.
Okay, camp. Okay.
Yeah.
Sam is still happy he's there, okay? He knows that Gata is like broken up. After what just happened, he knows Gata's broken up.
Got.
Yes, Gata got. He also knows that Andy is the one who flipped and was a part of this. And he's having this conversation with Rachel. Rachel's kind of like, I'm not surprised, but Rachel's just like, I guess we can kind of trust each other. She's in a very interesting position because it's like she was never really a part of that core after they got rid of what's her name? Oh my goodness, I forgot her name. I hate Annika. And once they got rid of Annika, I think that core just broke for her. So they have a very, very interesting conversation.
Yeah. Andy does tell Sam that he switched the vote from him to Sierra, and that it was going to be him, but he's trying to like cover it up and make it up to Sam. And Sam's like, and I appreciate that. And I'm like, does he believe it?
Yeah.
No. He also talked about getting his revenge. Sam's like, I'm here to get my revenge. Like, he is making it.
Yeah.
I'm getting my revenge.
He said the biggest mistake they made was leaving me in this game.
Yeah. That's to be expected because, like, If you think he's not mad, you're an idiot.
Right. And that was his, and it's like, not that he's mad a couple of reasons. Like, one, he saw his name on all that parchment. And then two, you sent out his number one. So he's like, yeah.
Yeah. He's
Y'all
not happy about
blindsided
that.
me.
He did play it real cute though when they got back to camp. I was
he
actually
did.
pleasantly surprised because I did not think he was gonna. I didn't think he was gonna be able to keep it together. But in that situation, you kind of really don't have a choice though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because you know that you're a target.
I know I'm flipping out.
I
What's
also
up?
flipped out in that moment. I did when I got back to camp. You know, that was the cute cuss out match.
Yeah.
But you can't do that because that's usually like the linchpin. You know, because after that, that's when everybody saw. Oh yeah, Tiffany and Q was fighting. Let's drag this out, and that was both of our demise. So Sam, he's playing it smart.
Yeah. I love that he also has a conversation with Rachel where he's like telling her like, hey, like we got to play our individual game now. Like we got to look out for ourselves. So like, you know, he feels like he can trust her, but he's also like, I got to do what I got to do for my game and you do the same, which I think kind of sets him up for later as we go through this episode. I also want to shout out that we're now on day 16 of this game. That's pretty, we're moving kind of quick. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's not a lot of people left to be day 16.
It goes fast, and I think that's one of the things that makes the new era special. You don't have any time to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have time to breathe, and that's why arguments and blowups are so detrimental to some people's games, because it's like in the old era, you blow up on somebody, you guys have an argument, maybe in like a day or two, cooler heads prevail, y'all patch it out, y'all work it out. You have an argument here. Okay, y'all voting tomorrow night, so what you about to do? Like, you're gonna have to come to your senses real quick, or maybe go home, maybe not. Like, your judgment gets clouded, and you don't have a lot of time to clear things up.
Yeah, it's very fast paced, which I know some people are kind of like, I wish it was the old way where it was a little bit longer, but I kind of like this because I think with our attention span nowadays, we don't really have time. Even Big Brother's too long for me. Like, I'd be like, me and Tiffany be like, oh, girl, let's get through it. We already know how this goes. Let's hurry it up.
Days, baby. I don't know how y'all did it. I don't know how, honey.
I can say I can see that 16-day diet working, because Andy day 1 and Andy day 16 look like two different Andys.
I gotta go back and look, because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't have the comparison in my head.
They did a flashback.
Okay.
They did a flashback from when he first walked, when he went back to it. It flashback when him and Rachel were having this conversation about trying to. And I looked and I was like, "Oh, Andy."
Yo, I'm telling you, them clothes start getting baggy real fast.
I'm like, I need that Survivor diet. I need that Fiji sun.
No, you don't. You don't want that diet, because as soon as you get back and start eating, that water weight pile on like almost immediately, and it is not comfortable. Like, you do not want that.
Me over here, I'm like, give it to me. To kind of pick up what Tiffany was talking about, Andy and Rachel have a conversation. They're talking about how, like, Rachel's like, Andy, I feel like you've been blindsiding me a lot. This is the second time you have voted and I've not been a part of it. Do you think that Rachel is she right for calling her out? Like, is she right for calling him out? Do we think that's fair?
Especially when he's like, I want to work with you.
Do you?
Andy, you ain't loyal to nobody but Andy, and we should have known that day one.
She also talks about them starting over. So I guess this is supposed to be a fresh new start for them, but I mean, Andy is making it clear that he is out, like you said, for himself. He's playing this game. I'm doing whatever I need to do. And I think Rachel is kind of like, I got to keep that in the back of my mind. But at least Rachel knows going into whatever happens next, she got Andy, she got Sam, and whoever else she can grab at this point, because she's still at the bottom of everything. What we talked about is Sam lets everybody knows that he's not upset. Soul likes the fact that Sam is not upset, and Soul's like, I want to work with Sam. I want to work with him. I like the way that he's thinking. We kind of fast forward, and everyone's trying to figure out who's the next target. The next target seems to be Gabe. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've been wanting Gabe out for the longest.
Ever since that Tiana vote, I've been ready for Gabe to go home. ready.
I've been waiting
I'm
for him.
ready for that man to have his day since he sent my girl home.
Right.
I just never would expect that to happen when that happened. I was like, why would you guys think? Me and Tiffany were like, you had a perfect shot. It was right there.
Gabe running it.
Yep. And it's just like, you know what it is? And it's not that Gabe is not playing a good game, but there's just something about like that dynamic of a man heading and telling everyone what to do, and Sue and Caroline kind of just like, yeah. And I'm like, no, get him out of there. I want to see what you guys are going to do without him.
Yeah, it's like, you know, most people like an underdog type story. Like nobody wants the guy that's just going to come in and have everything his way with no challenges. It's like, get him out of there.
That's why I think I think that's how I feel about Kyle. Like Kyle, to me, I'm over it. Like I don't want to see somebody constantly winning. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
I kind of like Kyle. Okay, so hear me out, right?
I'm ready.
I like Kyle not because he keeps winning, but I like Kyle because he's not like he's kind of the opposite of what Gabe is doing. He's sitting back. He's not running his mouth. He's not trying to run things. He's literally only winning so that he can survive and stay there. Like, because, you know, the archetype of the person who keeps winning like that, usually they're also trying to call the shots, and Kyle is not. He's
he's not.
Whatever y'all want to do, like, it's fine. Now, do I think Kyle's day is coming? Absolutely, because you can't win that much without people's eyes being on you. I kind of like the dynamic, you know?
Okay, I'll give it to you.
For now. He's not grinding my gears as much as Gabe is.
That's how I feel. Every time Gabe comes to the screen, and it was sad because I like Gabe in the beginning, but now I'm like, oh, girl, get him out. So they get a clue. They find out that they have to work in pairs. Okay. That going into the next challenge. So the pairs that we have so far is Sam and Andy, which Andy is shocked because he's like, I thought Sam would be upset with me, but maybe this is his way of us rekindling. Do you have Kyle and Gabe? Because, you know, I just think Gabe is just like, I'm trying to be nice. He's just loving Kyle so much. Do you have Teeny and Soul? Do you have Sue and Genevieve? Do you have Caroline and Rachel? So they all have to work together in order to, we'll get to that, get to the challenge part. Do you think the matchups are like fair? Do we think that they were smart, strategic? Is there any play into the matchup?
Well, explain it, like, because first it's 5 pairs and they're going to compete and they do know this, like you're going to compete with your partner, but then at the end you may have to compete against your partner. And so they are strategically selecting who they want to compete with and possibly against in that last at this immunity challenge. So, you know, Gabe even said, like, you know, I want to compete against Kyle because I think I can beat him, you know. So I think that they're being strategic in that. Even Sam choosing Andy. And it was interesting because Rachel immediately chose, was it Genevieve?
No, Rachel chose Caroline.
Rachel chose Caroline, yeah. And I was like, Rachel's been so on the outs. I wonder how does Caroline feel about her choosing her? Like, girl, I was going to pick somebody else. But I'm like, don't mess with Rachel from Southfield. Rachel is my girl. Don't fuck with Rachel.
Okay, here we go. Southfield. All
Rachel
right.
from Southfield.
You know what I thought was interesting, though? And I didn't see it. But usually when you have scenarios like that, you do match up because, okay, I think I can possibly beat this person. But there are times where it's like, if you have a very specific target that you want to go home, you don't pair them up with the other strongest person there. Because that's almost a guaranteed road to the end. You pair them up with somebody super weak, and it's like, we're going to sabotage this person by pairing them with you. Throw this. Like, I was expecting something of the sorts, especially with Kyle. I'm like, okay, are they, like, you know, is that going to be like a week, you know, is somebody going to throw this? Are they going to target somebody doing this? But ultimately it was just, they just broed out.
They seem like they chose friends, you know, like people that they want to work with.
Yeah.
I agree with everyone besides Caroline and Rachel, because Caroline wants Rachel out. Remember, Genevieve and Caroline want Rachel out because they're all kind of playing the same type of game. So, you know, they see each other for what they are as competitor wise. The first three groups that make it through the first the first three pairs that make it through the first challenge will end up going to the next challenge, and then after that it will be the last two pairs that make it end up at the end.
So it's broken down into 3 parts: part 1, part 2, part 3.
So part 1, the people that end up going winning the first one is Kyle and Gabe, Teeny and Soul, and then Sue and Genevieve, which I was like shocked because I thought Andy was going to get it. I was gagged.
Well, Andy and Sam almost got it, but then their puzzle got stuck. They were pulling so hard that their puzzle came out the bag, and then Jeff is like, "That's on you." So they're digging and digging and digging.
Because that brute force ain't gonna work every time. Like, you gotta work through it sometimes.
I know people just think they're shrimp. This isn't helping.
Strong man and rip it out the ground. Now you just made your road even harder.
So hard you didn't even make it to part 2.
Oh, can I also say this? I still feel like Andy is like, I don't feel like he's like, I've tried at these challenges. I don't know. Or as you said, Tiffany, last week, as you said last week, Tiff, about how, what did you say? Like, that's just Andy. Because, like, he's just so, like, goofy.
Andy
like,
gets in his head.
Like,
I think
he's, like, all over the place. He's like, oh. And I'm like, what are you doing,
I
dude?
think it's like, and I've not been on the Survivor Island, but I think that at camp, Andy's good, like, in this one-on-one when he's, like, strategizing. But when it comes time to a challenge, like, it's almost like he gets performance anxiety. When he knows that he has to perform, he gets in his own way. He gets anxious. He expects himself to suck at it. And we saw that the very first episode, like he damn near quit. But now he's like, oh, okay, they ain't gonna let me quit. So I gotta try. He's getting better, but I think he does that to himself. I think he gets himself worked up.
I think that's like low-key working in his favor a little bit, because he's now painted this image of himself to the tribe where it's like, oh, that's just goofy old Andy. Yeah. Like, we're just going to keep on letting Andy slide. He ain't no harm. He's harmless. And now it's like, we see these confessionals behind the scenes. Like, Andy is not like just some goofy player that's kind of getting dragged along. He's manipulating people and they can't see it beyond the perception they've already created of him.
And he knows that they think of him in that way. So he's playing on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. I know, and he definitely gagged. He gagged me. I'm gonna tell you that. 'Cause based on the first episode, the second episode, if I go back and watch what I was saying,
that first episode, I just knew my man was going home.
Same.
I knew he was up out of there.
I said, wait a minute, he is still there.
I was sitting there like, did he pass the psych eval? Like, did he need to do it again?
I have had those same questions.
Not the same questions.
Yeah, my season, I was asking them questions about a couple folks too. Like, yeah.
Stay off of Banu.
See? All right. And you know what? I never said Banu. That was you. You said Banu name. Now, what name I talk about Banu? I could have been talking about Q.
No, that one too. Yeah, Q is definitely. Q is. I agree with you. Q is someone I was questioning too. So the three pairs that make it, they have to build the stairs, and then they have to kind of go over this like balance beam that has like, I don't know, like what do you call it?
Levels.
Up and down levels. Thank you, Tiff. Levels. So they end up working it, and I will say this: Sue and Genevieve are in the lead. Yeah, they were going to win. They were in the lead
with putting that staircase, that puzzle staircase.
I thought they were going to win.
Me too. And of course, here comes Kyle and Gabe, because Teeny and Saul end up getting over. But here comes Kyle and Gabe, and, of course.
Running across like they ballerina dancers. Gymnasts.
Like they work in the Circus Soleil.
Very true.
Oh, that was a shock. I was like, okay, wow. Like, this is definitely not the pairs that I thought was going to win, but then
me either, not what I was thinking. So it's a Survivor Classic. So now we have Saul, we have Teeny, we have Kyle, we have Gabe. It's a Survivor Classic. I don't know what to call it. Like, is it like
they're standing in a doorway? It's like standing in a doorway with your feet on 2 pegs, and each time you have to go down to a different level and it gets harder and harder. I don't know what that standing in the doorway is, but for the people that are just listening and you are not watching Survivor, we're describing this Survivor legendary game, the Survivor Classic game.
Listening, they probably could picture it. You described it perfectly.
They know exactly what we're talking about.
They know exactly what you're talking about.
That was a great description.
That tear your feet up on the side of the door frame. Y'all know
okay.
what I'm talking about.
Now, Tiffany, did you have to do this challenge in your season?
We did not.
You had something to do with your feet, right?
So the challenge that I think we had that's comparable to this, where we had to break up into teams, and then the final one was where we had to stand on the balance beam, and you have to hold the things beyond your head, and your back is up against like that little cross thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Your hands are above your head, and it came down to, I believe, Hunter, Maria, and Charlie. Then it was Hunter and Charlie, and then Charlie beat out Hunter.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Didn't y'all do that one like in the water on the boat? Yeah. It was kind of like the feet thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was a feet thing too. They like messing with people's feet.
They do. And if you look at the water one, the feet part wasn't the hard part. It was just the fact that the water is moving beneath you. Like at least I'll speak for myself. My feet wasn't hurting that bad on the water one, but the water is what messes you up. Once that buoy start tipping, it's over.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, guys, if you go on Survivor, make sure you have your feet done. Because they do a lot of feet activities.
Get some calluses for you get out there. Just walk barefoot for a while.
It don't matter. That salt water going to tear up your nail polish anyway. My feet are crazy.
So we get down to, they get through the first level, they get to the second level, they get to the third level, and then Saul and Teeny end up falling. And now it's down to Kyle and Gabe. So this is Gabe who won it.
Dig in. Find some more pain tolerance.
And Kyle lets Jeff know politely to please stop talking to him.
Please.
Which I live for, because I've been waiting for somebody to tell Jeff to shut the fuck up.
Dog, like I felt that on a spiritual level when he said that, because Jeff just be talking, and during them challenges it's so hard to focus when he be talking to you. Like, bro, I'm trying to survive. I'm fighting for my life. Please.
He was still going. That's the crazy part. He was still going. Yeah. He was like, you're here to outwin and outlast and outplay the whole time. And, he's like, I'm not going to talk to you, Kyle, but I'm still going to talk out loud. But yeah, and what you guys think about it. You're fighting for your life here.
Why don't you just shut up, Jeff? That's what...
Bro.
And Kyle's moving a little bit and Gabe's moving a little bit.
It's a mess. Like I that was one of the parts that I actually hated. It's like, bro, like I cannot concentrate. Like, but then again, for some people, they said it helped, because it's like, oh well, Jeff is distracting me from all the pain that I'm thinking about right now. My brain works in the opposite way. I need silence.
Well, Saul was having a hard time.
Yeah.
Saul was wiggling, wobbling, squeezing, shaking, vibrating, lifting his foot, curling his toes. I said, oh, Saul, I didn't think he was going to make it through the first level.
Me, but Saul's too big for that.
At the same time?
And they dropped at the same
time.
And Teeny dropped and Saul dropped.
Yeah, same time. So we come out with, I'm gonna say this. I was really hoping Kyle didn't win, because I was like, please don't let Kyle win so we can just get him out. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie. And Gabe ends up winning, so I was like, great, Gabe won. He's happy. That really boosts his ego. I'm like, great.
I'm wondering did Kyle throw this, because I'm going, does he want to win immunity 4 times in a row? Like, he was already feeling like he was going to be a target after that third one, but
I feel like there's 0 chance he threw that.
Yeah, he does end up saying he didn't.
After you win 3 in a row, you almost feel a desperate need to, not that I know what it means to win 3 in a row, because I sure did not do that. But it's like you almost feel a desperate need to win, because it's like, oh, if I don't win, I'm going home.
Yeah.
I thought if he don't win, he going home. So I know he thought that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle wins. Gabe wins, and then Gabe asks Jeff if he could break out into a dance at home. I need to know what freaking dance.
It was a fraternity dance.
Oh,
I don't know what fraternity he belongs to, but as soon as he slid to the left, slid to the right and then did his little. I said, oh, okay, that was for your frat brothers because you dropped your necklace on the ground and that's bad luck to me or something. I would have picked it up. Everybody looked at him. Jeff, can I do a little dance? Just do the dance. Don't even ask. Just do that whack ass. Shut up, Tiffany.
Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. I be getting real bad secondhand embarrassment.
Girl, me. But
I watched that and I was like,
yeah.
He probably was hoping that they would not air that, and then they did. It wasn't giving what he thought it was going to get. In his mind, he saw it.
It did not give what he thought it was going to give. I just wanted it to end, and it felt like it went on for way longer than it needed to.
And it was like he was doing it in slow motion.
Yes. I was like, can we stop this now? I'm embarrassed, and I'm not on television.
I thought he was like about to work into it when he slid to the left. And then when he slid to the right, I said, oh, that was intentional.
Yeah. I don't know what I just know I wanted to crawl into a hole.
I was waiting on him to go, Fader, Fader. I said.
I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for him to say, one hop this time. Touch him to the front.
You know what
Left foot. I was waiting.
Is there like a cartoon where like one of the characters do it? I feel like it's Bob Burgers or something. I don't know. I feel like I saw it on a cartoon one time.
He said, for my friends at home, I said, they don't want to see you do it.
I didn't want to see him do that. I don't know what he was doing. But
He just doesn't do it well. That was just like not the thing. Maybe somebody else. I done seen some brothers step. It was like it was a fraternity step move. Yeah. I seen some.
I couldn't figure out which one because I'm in a sorority, so I'm like maybe I would have recognized. I didn't recognize that movement, and maybe it's just because he wasn't putting enough enthusiasm into it. I don't know.
Yeah, because it was very dry, baby. It was dry and awkward. I was like, what is he doing? And then on top of that, it just felt very like, I mean, I wish they would have, of course, Survivor's not like that. I know there's Survivors
put some music behind it.
Yes, I wish they would have put some music behind it.
Okay, when he first started doing it, I was like, is this something he said, when I win the Idol, I got to do this dance? And so he was like committed to it. And so then it was like, it was almost like he was 6. Jeff, do you mind if I do this dance when I get my Idol? And then Jeff was like, yeah, no, it's fine, Gabe. Go ahead. And then all the class looked at him. Gabe's about to do his dance. And he said, this my dance. That's my dance. Drop the Idol on the ground around my neck. It was the most embarrassing thing I had ever seen.
Honestly, I hope one day I get to speak to Gabe and ask him what the hell he was doing because
he does not know. He does not want you to bring that up. He does not want us to see it.
I would love to know. I'm gonna go slide his DMs after this and be like, man, what was that dance?
Baby, that's my first question when I
know it is trending on Twitter right now.
It
has to be. Has to be.
It was I'm like, he better not try to blame it on the sand, because I was thinking, I said, is the gravel stopping it?
Weren't they on like some type
of?
Yeah,
I feel like they were on a platform. So no,
it was the platform. It was rocky. It wasn't sturdy ground.
No, hell no. I'm not buying that. It's good.
Welcome to the recap where we recap Gabe's dance.
I'm telling you, I could not. I watched that. I said, then
watch it back.
My notes say Gabe does a fraternity dance for the people back home, drops his immunity necklace. I didn't like it. That's my notes say.
I was very uncomfortable watching it.
I didn't like it.
0 out of 10 stars would not recommend.
I'm about to find it so the viewers, just in case they need to see it again.
Yeah, let's not.
It was the cha-cha slide mixed with.
Damn, everybody's talking. Everyone has the same face y'all had. Everybody's like, what the fuck was that?
Because he probably, I'm telling you, when he left, he probably was like, don't air that. I just don't air that.
And they probably was like, that's the one.
That's the one.
We got it. We got it.
Jeff, do you mind if I do a dance? I thought he was about to do some football dance or something.
Maybe that was a football dance.
That was, listen, that's the way when you in the senior Olympics football, the way he slid, the way it took him 10 full seconds to get one leg all the way over.
It took
I'm not gonna lie. I really thought that he was about to break it down like into like a whole. Like I wish he would have twerked. Like he could have did something a little bit.
I would have been comfortable with that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I would have been comfortable with him saying, "Thank you, Jeff. I needed this idol." And go sit your ass down.
No, seriously, honestly.
I need to find
No,
it.
just move on. Come on.
Okay. All right. So when I find it. Okay. So we get back. So just so you know, the first people that end up getting out end up losing their vote. Jeff lets them know there will be a way for them to get their vote back. So the people that end up losing their vote is Rachel, Caroline, Sam, and Andy. They're gonna have to go on a journey. The journey will allow them to get their vote back. I'm just gonna cut and get that whole journey section out the way so we can talk about it. We cut to the journey. They find out they got to kind of stack. I guess it's like a little bit like Jenga.
It's like
Jenga.
Yeah, stacking towers is definitely like Jenga, but like if you use cards or something, they had these little wooden chips that they stood up like shaped like a card. Yeah, card Jenga.
And they, the 3 people could get their vote back, but the first person that knocks it over loses their vote. So they're stacking it. I just want to also here. This is for Tiff. Shout out to Rachel from
Southfield.
Rachel
from Southfield.
That little move of her having to, because Caroline knew what she was doing. Caroline was like, I'm gonna put it so you have no room left. She knew what she was doing, and she still was able to get it there.
I just knew she was not. I said, Rachel, girl, you from Southfield. What you're not gonna do is go out on Jenga.
Yeah. No notes. No. She ate that one up a little bit.
She did eat that up. That was very impressive.
And then Caroline ended up dropping it. She knew it too. She was like,
who messed it up?
All because you messed it up. That's what you get. God don't like ugly.
Yeah, that came back and got her. That little karma came back and got her. She was trying to be slick, and then she tried and knocked it over. She's like, oh, it's already falling over. She's like, oh, I lost my.
I mean, she was such a good sport about it, but I will bring that up later. So Caroline ends up losing her vote, and Andy, Sam, and Rachel get their votes back.
Now we're cutting back to camp. Gabe is supposed to be. Gabe, Soul, Teeny, and Kyle get their food award challenge. I also feel bad for Teeny. For Teeny because she's dealing with these burpings and these nasty shit. Like I was like, why we gotta lose our manners? Like, aren't we still on TV? Like, farting and burping and moaning and all this other shit. And it's like, it's a lot. I can understand why. I know Teeny's a lesbian. She's like, this is why I don't like men.
Well, they had a hell of a picnic. Their picnic was beautiful. They had BLTs. They had toasted Texas toast. It with butter on it. It made me hungry. I had just ate. I was happy for them.
I was hungry too.
Yeah, I would have been so upset if I was out there. Like, can y'all not?
Yes,
that wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just too much.
I was eating too. Like, please.
Yeah, and Gabe's over here having whole orgasms. So I'm like, I get it. Maybe because he hasn't ate the whole time. So I'm gonna let him pass on that note.
I don't care. I had Applebee's. I wasn't out there acting a fool like that.
You also have home training, and you're also black, so it's a little different. So
nationality. Do we know that?
I actually don't know it.
He looked Hawaiian.
I thought he was Hawaiian right? Too. I mean, with the hair, his hair looks very soft. Not saying you can't have soft hair as a black person. It's giving Hawaiian.
Not nationality, ethnicity. I'm sorry, but either way, I don't know it.
Yes. Okay. We come back to camp. They're all talking about getting rid of Saul. Genevieve wants to put this plan into place because Genevieve wants to be this mastermind. She wants Saul out of here. She's been wanting to get Saul out since the Romeo, since the beginning of the tribe. Thank you. Since Rome, speaking of Rome, Tiffany, what's your thoughts on Rome?
Girl, stay on task.
We'll circle back on that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just always had to ask everybody stars in a row. Okay, Genevieve puts this plan in place that she wants to get out Saul because she wants to make this move, okay? But she has certain people that she's talking to that she's like, hey, we're getting out Saul, and then other people are thinking they're getting out Sam, and then I think other people are also thinking they're getting out Kyle, okay? There's a lot happening.
There's some names floating around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was truly chaotic. It was not as, to be honest, after that immunity challenge, I just knew they were going to go back to camp and be like, well, we're just obviously going to get the strongest guy out, Kyle. And it was the exact opposite of that. Like, they went into full chaos mode, and I'm like, yo, how? So
the chaos is Genevieve is playing with this Saul idea, and she runs it past Andy. And then Andy's like, okay, I'm cool with that. I wanted him later, but if you got the votes lined up, then I'm down. Well, Rachel finds out. Rachel's completely torn because Saul just used this power to save her, but she also was like, but it's not me, and I got to save my own butt, so she's torn and doesn't know if she should let Sam in on it because her and Sam are trying to work together, but she's like, I don't really know. She doesn't know if she wants to let him in on the vote. She goes and talks to Sam, and she's like, I'll just tell you it's not you. It's not you. I'll tell to you later, but just know it's not you. And so he decides, I'm going to play this guessing game. I'm not about to let you get up from here. And he's like, well, okay, let's see. But based on all of these things that are going on around me, is it Saul? And then Rachel's like, yes, but don't tell anybody. Okay, I'm not going to tell nobody. Here comes Saul. Hey, Sam, come here. Okay, I do know Rachel just told me this information, but fuck it, because they's trying to say it is going to be me because he has heard, like, it could be him. Well, Saul calls Sam over, and Sam tells Saul, you going home tonight.
Who, me?
It's you. He tells, wow. And then Saul says, how do you know this? Who told you? Rachel told me.
Threw her ass under the bus.
Threw her ass underneath the bus. Which
Saul is like, there's no way. So Saul is like, no. Sam tells Saul, Andy, Genevieve, let's vote for Sue. Saul tells Teeny that the vote is him. Teeny goes into full panic mode. Saul is already in panic mode. Teeny goes into panic mode with Saul. He's like, we voting for Sue. I'm over here like this. Sue?
Yeah, me too.
Because that's my girl. They walk up on Genevieve, and Genevieve, they're like, Genevieve, they're trying to say it's me. No.
Meanwhile, Genevieve is the mastermind of the whole thing.
Genevieve's like, wait a minute, this is my plan. How do you know my plan? He's like, nope, it can't be me. We're voting for Sue. She like, what? So then Sam tells Andy to vote for Sue. He wants all the two. He's gunning for Tuku. Teeny tells Genevieve that she heard it was Saul. Teeny and Saul tell Sue that wanted to be Sue or Kyle, and it is a complete and utter mess. It stays this wacky mess all the way until the sun goes down.
All the way till the sun goes down. All the way from the sun goes down. All the way up and going into tribe. Going into tribe is still a mess. Tribal. They're still talking. They're probably still talking as they walking. And that shot, they show the shot when they're all walking. They probably all still talking. Like,
they can't talk. Y'all probably can't talk. I didn't think so.
Oh.
So listen, when
there's something that we didn't know.
Yeah. So when we are on the island, right? Like when it's time to go to tribal council,
you're on ice.
There's a certain point where they're like lockdown.
Yep.
You cannot talk. After that point where they cut you off, like when we're being transported to tribal council, there's no more conversations until we're butts in the seat and cameras start rolling again.
Yeah. So it's like that on the challenge too.
And they're like, yeah, time to go. Because the thing is, they don't want any game-changing conversations or things that can possibly affect the game to happen that are not captured on
because they can't get it.
Because let's just say we all have a conversation on the boat we get to tribal council, but on the vote, we decided that, you know what, fuck it, we voting Andy. So it's like all this conversations has happened around Saul, Sam, Sue. Andy's name never brought up once, but then we all get to tribal and everybody's on Andy. The viewers are going to be confused. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. It makes for good tribal council, too.
Yeah, like when we be seeing them live tribals, it's because we can't speak to each other. This is the first time we've spoken to each other in hours.
Yeah. Wow. We get to tribal. I mean, please interrupt me at any moment. Jeff starts asking questions, but while Jeff is asking questions, Saul is already asking Genevieve, like, what's up? What like
He says, Sue? And she like...
And he knows that she's bullshitting. He knows she's bullshitting. Right.
Teeny look at Sam. Sam says Sue. He like, but did something change? Teeny asks Gabe.
And here's Jeff in the background. Oh, Teeny, can you tell me, Gabe, can you tell me what is going on?
Now you Jeff talking to me. I'm Teeny.
And could you actually explain to me, like, how do you feel about what's happening in the game right now? Teeny?
Yeah. Jeff, can you repeat that question?
Yes, as I was saying, because you're going to have plenty of time to talk, but as I was saying that, if you decide, what do you think is happening in the game right now?
He like, fuck it. Sue like...
Sue's like, oh, they're all chatting over here, so I don't even know how you...
I have never seen nobody ignore Jeff's ass
Me
so
either.
tough. They didn't give a damn.
That shit is so stressful. All them conversations happening behind you, the plan done changed 3 times, and you answering a question that don't got shit to do with shit. Like, let me in on this action here. I'm not trying to go home.
Saul just gets, Saul say, you know what?
Fuck it. I'm going to go over here and see what they're talking about.
Let me go talk to somebody. He gets up, stands up, walks around the back. He got to go talk to somebody. And Genevieve says, well, there's a difference between news and noise.
She ate that.
She ate that.
I said, ooh.
She said, in other words, do what the hell I said. Do what I said we were going to do. There's news and then there's noise. So ignore the noise. And then Sue says, yeah, what Genevieve said. Like, ignore the noise. And I'm like,
Caroline said the same thing. Caroline's like, yeah, you just ignore whatever. And, and Jeff's like, well, what happened? You don't have a vote, so it could be you. And she's like, oh, let's not put that out there.
Well, it's crazy because Caroline says, he does say something to Caroline. She's like, well, I mean, they're just whispering. I'm just going to sit there and let them whisper. And he goes, yeah, but she's like, I don't have a vote, so it doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, but they can vote for you. She's like, oh, yeah, I mean, well, we don't want that. I said, Caroline is not, she ain't clueless. She just don't have a care in the world. Caroline is safe and she knows it.
Yeah. Which low key, like lowest of keys, I know Sue is your girl, but I was kind of hoping that maybe that Sue plan would have gained a little steam, only because I would like to see how the tribe dynamic shift without Gabe having Sue and Caroline to back up everything he says.
I didn't think about that. So here's the thing. I won't give you Sue, but I'll give you Caroline. See, the people I need to go next is Caroline, Gabe, Genevieve. Those are the 3 I need to be out next, to be honest.
To be honest, Sue and Caroline, either one. If I had my choice, it would have been Gabe. But because he had the immunity necklace, I just wanted to see what that shifted dynamic would look like, because I feel like people are not realizing how strong of a trio that is. I forget who it was.
You're right. I'm people.
I'm people because I ain't realized until you said it right now.
Yeah, like people are not understanding. Like if y'all let that trio get far enough, y'all are going to be screwed.
And Gabe probably has a plan to take, like, for them 3 to be the ones at the end, and then he just beat them out.
If he's smart, that's his plan.
Yeah.
And they're like blindly loyal to him, especially Sue.
Yeah, he wanted to align with someone older.
Without Sue would do her own thing, which is why I was interested to see how that dynamic shifted if Sue was the one to go home, because Sue is unmovable. She is not turning on Gabe, but Caroline, I feel, could be flipped.
I wonder how does Sue? Oh well, go ahead. We haven't made it that far yet.
No, I mean we're done with this chaos, and I don't know if there's anything else that really could point out. I mean, the conversations were wild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jeff, this was the first time I was like, Jeff is just like, I'm going to keep asking these questions, and whoever answered them, answered them.
Jeff said they paying me to host. I'm going to ask these questions. Now, whether y'all answer them or not, I don't give a damn. But you're not going to act like tribal council don't need Jeff, because that's what you're acting like right now.
Right. Right.
They didn't care. They said somebody.
Jeff said, I do more than count these damn votes.
Was there anything else that kind of happened? Like,
Nah, but when Jeff went to go tally them votes and he came back, I was saying, and I'm glad she ain't listening to me. I'm glad she can't hear me over here with my telepathic ass. I said, Sue, girl, you Molly, you was in trouble, girl. You better play that idol. And he said, anybody got an idol or anything they want to play her? It seemed to me like everybody turned around and looked at Sue. Sue said,
I forgot Sue had an idol.
Sue has an idol and Rachel has an idol.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah. Look, you told us about the 3, and we told you about the idol.
I freaking forgot about that idol. Yeah, no. They got to get her up out of there. I like Sue, but I just don't see her game changing.
you just feel like she's playing for Gabe.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like she's playing for Gabe. She said for
I
Gabe.
think she'll cut him. You don't think she'll cut him?
No.
Oh,
She said it herself. She said, if Gabe leaves, my game is over. She
she
said
did
that.
say that. She did say that.
So unless Gabe goes first, which I don't have a problem with, Sue is not going to.
She needs to try to realign and make some relationships with somebody else.
She's not. Except for Caroline.
Well, I will say this, based on, and I know, everyone always tells me never believe the sneak peek, but based on the sneak peek, we might get a little bit of Caroline going after Gabe. I mean, Sue going after Gabe. She was like,
I thought she was talking about Kyle in the preview.
oh, you know what? She was talking about Kyle.
I was wondering, because when Jeff comes
Right.
out and he reads these votes, he goes, first vote, Saul. Next vote, Sue. Next vote, Saul. Well,
Was
needless
there
to
not
say,
2 Sue votes? There was
No.
only one?
No, there was
one
only
Sue.
one.
that he counted. If he ended up pulling out more votes after that, we didn't see it. But I was wondering if that would have made Sue a little paranoid, a little scared, like play a little differently. But it was only one vote, and she probably knew it came from Saul. So
Yeah. I think in that moment there weren't any Sue votes, just based on like prior knowledge and past seasons and episodes. If there was any more Sue votes in that can,
It would've
Jeff
came
would have
out.
read them out. I don't think that there were any more votes for Sue, which is why Sue's probably going to go home and sleep peacefully, because she probably thinks Saul the one who wrote her name
Yeah.
down. Unless somebody else come clean and say they the one who wrote it. But
I don't think anybody else wrote Sue. When I watched it back, no one else wrote Sue.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
who kept telling Teeny that it was Sue? Sam?
Yes.
I think it
yes.
was Sam.
Why would? But that's because he didn't want it to be Saul, or was he?
He didn't want Saul to go home.
Did he eventually get flipped, or
That I don't know. Because there was a lot of conversations happening. Sometimes in those moments, people just be like, all right, well, let me just go with the majority so I'm not the outlier. Because if you do write Sue's name down and you got to go back to camp with her, now that's somebody that's coming after you, whether you want her gone or not.
Saul really thought he did his big one? He said, no.
He
No.
did.
It's not going to
I'm
be
gonna
me.
miss Saul. I'm
I
gonna
know.
miss Saul because Saul, and of course we didn't say it. Saul ends up going home. Of course. I really wanted
person in jury.
second person in jury. Also, shout out to Sierra because Sierra came in
Look
there
at
looking good.
I want to be messy, but
I
I'll
know
be
you want to be
quiet.
messy, but I'll be messy for you. Listen, when Sierra came out, Sam was. He was wide awake. Okay?
He
He was
eyeballing.
looking.
He was like this.
Eyeball.
He was like this. I said, "Oh, turn Jeff right here," and then they put the camera on him. It was like a zoom in. He was like,
How you doing?
Right.
he looked her all the way up and down. She came out there. She said,
And I love that she came out there because I could tell that she's pissed.
"Oh, she
came
ain't
out-
have no
you
love for
could-
them."
No love. You can tell. You
No.
can tell.
No.
Bitter juror. But I don't know that. I'm just talking
But
shit.
you know what?
so.
I will say this. I mean, obviously, we don't know where the season is going, but I'll say the only person who kind of played it right with that Sierra vote, and granted, it was a little bit of self-preservation, was Rachel. Because she played her shot in the dark. Obviously, she was trying to save herself, but that also saved her in the eyes of Sierra because she wasn't going, she didn't write her name down. She didn't flip. And also, it kind of was like,
I don't know the plan.
I didn't know the plan, so she's not really a threat to the people that did write Sierra's name down. She's not really a threat to Sierra because she didn't write her name down. So I thought that was like the best possible play Rachel could have made in that moment.
Rachel from Southfield. My hometown.
She's playing a really good game. It's a
Sure
low-key
is.
game right now. But given the position she's in, I feel like she's doing the best with what she has.
Best game. She's playing her survivor game. Come
Good.
on, Rachel.
She's playing good.
Yeah.
And she's
So
playing
is she?
Survivor.
Is she like your favorite? Like, who's your favorite? So, like, who do you see? Let me ask you, who do you see making it to the end?
I don't know if I could give you an answer for that right now.
Okay.
Rachel from Southfield.
Because I feel like as somebody who has played the game now, it's hard for me to like to visualize that. Just because I know how quickly things turn and how crazy things get, and as soon as you think somebody playing like, oh yeah, they got it, they clipped. So I'm like, I can't get it. I can't.
You are so East Coast, and I love it. They clip.
Like, so I think Rachel's playing a great game. I think Genevieve is playing a great game. I think right now, I think those are our two front runners. They're playing amazing right now.
Okay, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give a little bit to Sue, and also Andy. I gotta give it to Andy.
Andy is actually playing a good game too. I forgot to
Sue.
name.
Don't do Sue. I love Sue.
I love her too, but I
Andy's
hate when
playing
she's playing
good.
Gabe's
I
game.
want to see Sue play her own game though. I'm not gonna
Me
give
too.
Sue her flowers just yet. I want to see how Sue plays when Gabe is gone.
Okay. Now, I did have a question for you. Rome. What's your thoughts on Rome? I have to ask everybody about Rome.
Rome is a very interesting character. And I can only give my thoughts on Rome based on what I think it would be like to play with Rome.
Okay. Give me your thoughts.
And based on my personality type, I think that me and Rome will go at it just as much as me and Q did. Probably more. Probably more.
I agree with that.
Because he's just a lot.
Yeah.
Big character, and there's nothing wrong with big characters, but like that arrogance, that cockiness, that my way or the highway, that disturbs my spirit. Yeah, I don't think that I could coexist peacefully with somebody who has that mentality.
I get that. Okay, so based on this season, what is your like final thoughts? Like, what do you think overall?
Overall, I would say it's very good. It's very good season so far. I am intrigued by like how fluid everything is. Like there are some like alliances, but like people are not afraid to flirt with the lines. These voting blocks are like, they're changing week to week. So far, the only two things that made me mad about this season, and this is just for personal reasons. Number one, they had the auction again, and they did not do the auction on my season. So how y'all gonna do auction 45, no auction 46, auction again on 47? What? That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
And then the second thing that made me mad, again, just a personal thing, that challenge, the bucket challenge, where you gotta hold the bucket with 25% of your body weight.
Oh my, you would have done great in that.
First of all, I did do great in that on my season. And
Oh,
I
you
was the
did?
last woman standing, and I lost to Charlie. And if they would have had that man and woman immunity on my season, I would not have went home that night.
That's right.
I was angry. I was like, how dare y'all?
Damn, that's
Man
hard.
and woman gonna win? Because me and Charlie could have both walked away safe. But no. I would have bring that out for the next season. I was livid.
I agree. I would be livid too. And I'm so sorry. I forgot that you did do. That's what I'm saying. I
Are
believe
you
you did
dead
do
ass?
good.
Like I could have went home with an immunity necklace had y'all had the man and woman winner on my season.
Damn.
I did good in that challenge.
Oh, listen, like I always tell everyone that comes to visit, there's always Survivor 50.
Let me tell you something. If they put my black ass back on Survivor 50, it's up and stuck. It's up and it's stuck.
Come on, Batty, shot o'clock.
Batty, shot o'clock.
It's up and stuck. If I go Survivor 50.
Now, Tiffany, are you going to any of the Survivor events coming up or anything?
I went to the Survivor watch party in LA because I live out here.
Yeah.
Everything else is TBD because I'm doing a lot of travel for the holidays in December, so I don't know if I'll be able to make it to anything else. But yeah, I don't know. Are you guys going to stuff?
I'm going to the one in Boston and New York because I always try to go to those. So I'll be at those too because I haven't done. Oh, and obviously Philly. I have to go to the Philly one.
Oh yeah, of course, that's home.
Yes. Tiff, any last minute thoughts?
Me? No. It was great. It's been a great episode. I'm enjoying Survivor. So, and thanks Tiffany for joining us. You were fun. A great addition. TNT.
Yes.
I'm keep kidding with y'all. We got to do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
Yes, please. And also, where can everyone follow you at? Plug everything you want to plug.
Yes. You can follow me on Tiffy Crazy Cool, TIFFY Crazy Cool, no underscores, no spaces, on all platforms.
Oh, love that. Okay, guys, remember to like and subscribe and comment. And until next week, we'll see you guys. Bye.